Hey guys, and welcome back. Today's lesson is going to be super quick. It is just a refresher of covalent bonds and how to read the formulas. So far you guys know what covalent bonds are. We know how to look at a formula and make sure we understand how to name that covalent compound, but I just wanted to do a quick refresher, just a few slides to review, and then make sure we all know how to count the number of atoms of a particular element in a covalent compound. So let's go ahead and get started. So just a reminder, covalent bonds are when atoms are held together by sharing electrons, and this occurs between two non-metal atoms. So you can tell whether or not a compound will have covalent bonds if it is between non-metal atoms. And of course, we know that our non-metals are on the right-hand side of the periodic table. These are also known as molecular bonds. That's what we've been looking at in this unit. And then a molecule is just a neutral group of atoms joined together by covalent bonds. Again, this is not new information. It's just some additional vocab and a refresher for us. Okay? And then here is a depiction of those shared electrons. So remember, ionic bonds are transfer of electrons between a metal and a nonmetal. Covalent bonds are shared electrons between two nonmetals. So even when we share these electrons, I just wanted to make sure we knew that the octet rule still applies. So these elements are still looking to be stable. They're still looking for enough electrons to fill their octet or their outer energy shell so that they are stable. So an example here, we have H2O, so this would be a water molecule. So we have oxygen here with his 6 valence electrons. And then hydrogen has 1 valence electron, and so these two molecules of hydrogen bond with one of the free electrons from oxygen, and then this makes oxygen and hydrogen happy. So remember, hydrogen, since he only has 1 energy shell, he only needs 2 electrons to be stable and happy, and then oxygen needs 6. So in this molecule is stable, and both elements are happy because this oxygen has 8 in its outer energy shell, and then hydrogen, both hydrogens have 2 in their first energy shell, which is exactly what they need to be stable. And then that was just another example of CH4, that's methane. So with covalent bonds, remember the properties of our nonmetals. They have a low melting point and boiling points. They don't conduct electricity. Remember, again, these are nonmetals. They just have the same physical properties of nonmetals as we know. And this is just what I wanted for us to focus on today, which is the molecular formula, right? So this is the chemical formula of a covalent compound, and all we need to know is that it shows the exact number of each element in the compound. I think we've talked about this already, but just so we know, whenever you see a formula, the subscript is going to be the number of atoms of that element in the compound. So here we have C2H6. We know it's covalent because carbon is a nonmetal, hydrogen is also a nonmetal. And all we need to be able to do is read this formula and understand, okay, in this molecule, there would be 2 atoms of carbon because his subscript is 2, and there would be 6 molecules of hydrogen. And that's it. That's all I need you to get from this lesson, is just a reminder that covalent bonds are between nonmetals. It's a sharing of electrons, and that when we're looking at any molecular formula of a compound, our subscripts just tell us how many of each atom is in that molecule. Okay, so you'll be given questions where you'll be asked to identify how many atoms of this particular element is in this compound. You just have to look at the subscripts. That's all we got to do. As always, if you have questions, let me know. And if not, this is the end of Unit 3. We will be reviewing and taking our test shortly.